Hello, greetings to you wherever you are watching me from. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and for my returning subscribers, I welcome you back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning back in. As usual, my name is Oluwakemi Osege, and again, this is my creative space. I apologize for my tardiness in uploading recordings and videos on this channel. Again, as I always say, I will do better. In any event, I thought I'd share with you the behind the scenes recording of some of the processes of decorating this tuxedo themed cake. As usual, my cakes were baked, toasted, layered and filled in butter with buttercream, and of course ganache, and then covered in a navy blue colored fondant. This is actually a 10-inch round teared cake, and as you saw earlier, it contained red velvet cake, vanilla, and also cookies and cream. So here, as you can see, I've covered my cake in fondant. As I stated earlier, navy blue fondant, and of course I've covered the board as well, as you can see, with white fondant. So I'm now proceeding to the main task, the main decorating task, exciting part of the decorating process. So although this is the exciting part, it's also the more time consuming and intense aspect of the decorating process. So I'm trying to just create to cut out the front of the shirt. So I'm creating a tuxedo, as I said earlier. So I'm going to create the effect of a shirt, a white shirt. So I'm creating the background of that white shirt on the front side of my cake. So I've just simply cut out a triangular shape, and then using my steamer, I created a moisture around the cake to serve as an adhesive for my white fondant triangle to sit on my navy blue covered cake. So what I'm now doing now, I'm rolling out gum paste. This is actually gum paste, this is not fondant. So I'm rolling out, I've rolled out a big strip, and I've used a strip cutter to cut out smaller strips. So I need 2 strips for this purpose. So I've just simply, as you can see, I've simply cut out 2 strips, and those 2 strips, you're going to see what I'm going to be doing with them now. Yes, I've used my ballpoint tool to create a ruffle effect on one side of that strip. Yeah, so using a metal ball tip tool, I created a ruffle effect on just one edge of one of the strips, and then using my ruler, I marked out where I need the center of that shirt to be, because I'm trying to create a ruffle, around the button strip of that shirt. So I realized at this point that my strip was a bit too wide for what I intended. So I've now simply cut a tiny strip off of the non-ruffle side, and then thinned out that side a bit so that it's not too bulky. And then of course I've applied water on my white fondant in order for me to apply my white strip on it. So as you saw, when I was applying it, I was I wasn't just applying it straight, I was creating tiny girders, as I was applying it onto that white fondant to create even more ruffle effect. Okay, again, using my tool, I tried again to accentuate those ruffle effects. I've then proceeded to the second strip, which is going to be placed on the other side of that first strip. Again, the same process, creating a ruffle effect on just one edge of that strip using my metal ball tip tool, and then cut it to size as I wanted, and thinned out the other side of the strip to make it a bit thinner, and then proceeded again, put it against the first one on the opposite side, and then applied it onto my cake, and then proceeded cut off the excess as always, as normal, and again using my tool as best as I could to accentuate those ruffles to make sure it is more pronounced as I want it to be. So I've now again then proceeded to rolling out another strip of fondant. I'm going to now cut another strip, yes, of the same size this time around, and then this will be the bottom strip of the shirt. So in order to accentuate that part, I've created, or using my tool, I've created a stitch effect on either side of that strip. I'm using my ruler to ensure that my sides are even, that one side is not too bulky, it's not bulging out from the other. So I've created, using my, as you saw earlier, I used my tool to create a stitch effect on either side of that strip. So I'm only using my piece of cotton now to just cut off any unnecessary flyaways, yes, so to place. So I've now placed it in the center of those alternate ruffles, right? And I've cut off the excess. So that's just what I'm doing, ensuring that it's well placed and in the center. So now I've then proceeded to placing my black fondant lapels. This lapels, how did I create it? What I did was that I printed out a template using A4 paper from, just printed lapels, and then cut it to size on top of my black fondant. In fact, it's not actually that size I use. I think I now had to use my initiative. I now actually had to improvise to get my desired, my desired size, because the one I printed off was too slim, and I didn't want a slim one. I wanted it to be a bit wide, because my cake is big. My cake is 10 inches. So actually, I had to improvise, and cut it to the size I wanted. So as you can see, I have placed my black lapels on either side of the shirt, and then proceeded to put in my color. That color I created or made it beforehand, so that it could set properly for me to be able to lift it up and place it on top of the cake. It was created again, as I stated, from gum paste, and then of course the color as well. The ruffle bow tie, I'd already created that one too beforehand to set. Again, that was created from black gum paste, so that it accentuates all the shapes I wanted to be formed in. So of course, as you can see, I applied royal icing before I placed my bow tie on that side to make sure that once it's dry, it hardens, no slip away, no falling off. So I've now proceeded again now to cleaning off any stains. How am I using? You could see there were some black stains on my white base. So what I've learned that what you can do to get rid of color stains on any watercolor stains on your other colors fondant is to use clear alcohol to clean it. Just tap it and brush it up, and when that dries, it kind of lifts away the unwanted color from that surface. So that's what I've just done. So I have just simply using my brush and of course using my vodka to clean off that aspect. I didn't want that black stain to be, and of course when it dries up, it's going to lift off away that black stain and to be all white. So I've then now proceeded to creating or cutting off my border around the base of my cake. You may not need the border, but I wanted the border for this one to make it even more cuter, to take it a bit up notch. So in order, I didn't just want a plain strip, so I created a design using another cutter that has a zigzag cut edge to cut it off on one side of the strip I cut. And of course, I've now used water to apply it onto onto the base of my cake to serve as a body. Water, yes, is the weakest adhesive in terms of cake decorating. So it helps you stick fondant to fondant, whatever you need to stick that is not too heavy onto your cake, because once water touches fondant, it kind of tries to melt it away. So a little bit of it is a good means of adhesive. Again, what I'm doing here again is just simply cleaning off unwanted stains on my cakes. If I don't want blue on a black and there's a blue on that black, I use my alcohol and my brush to brush it off. If I didn't want black on my blue, the same thing. Or if I didn't want blue or black on my white, simply do the same process. Use my brush with applying clear alcohol to clean up the unwanted color. And once that dries, alcohol dries. It doesn't stick on your cake, it simply dries because it's vodka. So it dries off after some time. So when it dries off, it lifts away whatever it is that is on it. So now I can see my shirt and tuxedo is well defined now. It's well defined now. So I've then now proceeded to creating my buttons. So I have this button silicone mold which I'm using for this purpose. That mold has different designs of buttons, so I just selected the one I thought would be would fit into the scheme I was trying to create. So I using my gum paste. Did I use gum paste? I think I used gum paste instead of fondant. My black gum paste. Okay, of course, put it in the segment of the one I wanted, and of course press it down, clean out the excess, and then lifted it out from the mold, and I have my button. You could create your button freehand if you wanted to. I've done that before, but sometimes if I just want a quick job, I use that. And there it is. That's my full tuxedo all completed, right? So at this point now, I'm just simply applying my ribbon on the base of my cake drum so that that silver bit is not showing. You can use whatever design you choose. This is I'm using some kind of I think blue and some gold on it. So here now I've now applied royal icing onto the side of my tuxedo to apply the happy 60th birthday plaque I created. Again, freehand is happy 60th birthday. So this cake was created for a celebrant who turned 60. So of course, using my steamer, my cake steamer, what I'm doing here is just steaming and getting rid of the excess excess icing sugar all around my cake to ensure my cake is cleaned and looking sharp. That shiny thing, all those things, they are from the steam. After a few minutes, it will all go away and dry up, and that's the finished product. That's me smiling after the whole stress of the work. I had to put some gold bubbles around on the top just to not just leave that space blank like that. Yes, that's me. I hope you love the process, and if you're new to my channel, I'd appreciate your likes. I'll appreciate your comment. I'd love to read your thoughts. Leave me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. That's to notify you whenever I upload a new video. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.